right, you are going to need a strap for tonight, and I'm telling you this whilst I'm looking for my own desperately. So let me just go and grab mine out of the cupboard. While you get your strap, you need to make it into a loop, please, into a big loop. Sorry. Yeah. No,
We're still sideways.
Okay, well, why have one sideways? Get rid of the vacuum. Okay. So have you all got your yoga strap, yeah?
Yes, but Jo, I've forgotten how to do the thingy.
That's what we're going to do now. So we'll do, let me just pop let's get the thing going so I can keep this in the recording. And I will pop you guys onto mute as well. So we'll start the recording from about here. Okay, so kind of strap etiquette to begin with. So you've got a D ring. Let's unstrap this. So you've got something that either looks like this, or you will have two rings, two D-shaped rings or square-shaped rings or whatever it is. This one's a bit funny because it's just got a bar separating it in the middle, but it's the same principle. So basically, you put the strap, the end of the strap through both of the rings if you've got two, or just through this half, and then you double back on yourself so that you're going back through one. So go through two and then go through one, and then you should be able to pull on the ends of the strap so that it's very, very tight and it doesn't move. And that's what's really important with yin, because if you've got it moving, it's not going to be safe. Okay, so we'll get this set up right now. And if you don't have a strap, you could use a dressing gown belt or a long scarf and just tie it in a knot or something like that. So yeah, see what you can find, see what you can do, and just put it through both rings and then double back on yourself through one. Have you done that, Jo? Give me a thumbs up. Excellent. Okay, and then so set it up so that it's quite a big loop, because you're going to need it to go around your body, but not yet. This is later, and we're just getting it ready for now. And the other thing to remember about this, which I will repeat when we're in the pose, but this buckle should not rest anywhere on your body. Not your feet, not your arms, not your shoulders, nothing. It shouldn't rest onto your body because it will hurt. If that's digging into some part, it's going to hurt. So make sure that the buckle is nowhere near, it's in the space. And also you need to be able to reach the end of the strap so that you can adjust it. So always make sure of those two things, or three things. It's really tight, and that you can reach the end of the strap, and that the buckle doesn't touch your body. Okay, so with all of that in mind, just put your strap out of the way for the memento. You won't need it straight away, and we're going to launch into our practice, because otherwise I've got loads I want to do and we just won't have time to get through it all. I'm going to take my socks off actually, because I don't like to kind of sit with my socks on. It's weird. Anyway, set yourself up with something that you can sit on, because your first pose is a kneeling one if you're able to kneel into seiza. Seiza is the Japanese word for kneeling, or for sitting kneeling. So I sit with my bolster like this so that I can straddle it with my feet either side, and I'm quite high up, so I haven't got a lot of pressure in my knees. I don't have much pressure in the tops of my feet, but I'm comfortable. However, if you know you cannot sit like this for any length of time, then sit in any other fashion. Sit cross-legged, sit in a chair, it doesn't matter. Okay? So the most important thing is to be comfortable. And this practice tonight is called top to bottom. So we're going to work our way along your spine from the top down towards the bottom. I've got to keep an eye on the time, because we're going to do everything on one side of the body and then we'll take a long kind of rebound, and then we'll do everything on the other side of the body. So I've got to leave enough time so that we can do both sides equally in time for the practice to finish. Okay, so now that you've had a moment to set yourself up into your comfortable position, I'd like you to leave your right hand just somewhere in the front of your body, on your lap, and your left arm is going to go behind your back. So I'm just loosely letting it rest there. And then your head is tipping towards the left. And this pose is called graceful bow. And because it is a neck stretch predominantly, my timer's going to go on. I'm going to be very mindful of the time, but we don't stay here for very long. This is a 2-minute pose. And so it doesn't matter how you sit, please be comfortable in your seat. And I'm going to ask you to take the right arm behind your body. You're tipping your head to the left, so left ear towards left shoulder. So we'll work a little bit more through the right hand side of the body first, and then we'll come towards the left hand side of the body on the second round. So hang out here. Remember that with our yin practice, this is very much in the physical body tonight. So we're not going to go too deep. There's a lot to get through, so I'm not going to talk to you a lot about other bits and pieces. But we will stay very much in the physical, and remember that with yin, it's time, which is the magic ingredient, not intensity. And you can already probably feel that in your neck right now. Because if you have stretched too deeply or too forcefully, your neck will start to complain very, very quickly. So we're just going to hang out here. I'm just going to check my timer. You've got about 30 seconds left. So nice, smooth and steady breaths. And if it gets too strong for your neck, please come out. Please rest a little bit sooner than I suggest. Take one more breath. And then slowly, gently return. And notice the return, because the return is powerful, isn't it? Especially in the upper back, especially in the shoulders and the neck. And so you've got already sensation happening here, and we're going to take that a little bit further now. So you had your arm behind your body. Now you're going to lay on your front, and you're going to take your right arm out to the side. So watch me. This is called open wing, and your right arm stretches out to the side, and you are rolling backwards a little bit so that you are stretching out the front of your shoulder. Now you might get your block or a blanket or some kind of pillow to rest your head onto. I've used my bolster, but the bolster is probably a bit too high up. So a block or a blanket would be better. But you are rolling backwards, and maybe this left arm can drape again around the back of your body. Just like in the previous pose, you use the same technique. But now we're stretching out the front of the shoulder, and you're going to stay here for another minute and a half, because again, just like before, the upper body poses, you don't need quite as long in them. So laying on your front with your right arm stretched out to the side and rolling backwards, just to your own measure. Find your stopping place. You've got about 1 more minute here. Like I said, we're whistle stopping through the upper body ones, because the upper body doesn't need as long in these shapes. The connective tissue isn't as dense. Sometimes we can stay for longer if the stretches are very, very mild. But I don't know about you, but it feels sometimes so good to be in these sorts of shoulder stretches that we do have a tendency to go right towards the edge. The edge is your end range of motion. So just be mindful of that. Know that it's okay to do that, but you can't sustain it for that long. Taking one more breath here. Slowly coming out of the shape. We're sticking with the right arm, right shoulder. So you had open wing, which is stretching the arm out to the side. Then if I turn around so that you can see, closed wing, sorry, just turn my timer off. Closed wing takes your arm across your body, so you're closing the wings. So you're still working with the same arm, you're still laying on your front, but you are threading your right arm underneath and then you're laying back down over it, maybe with your forearm as a pillow, or you can put your left arm, your forearm any way you like, and have a block or a blanket for a pillow if you prefer. You're taking the arm across your body and you're getting a little bit of a stretch happening in the back of the shoulder. Across the shoulder blade. And you can intensify this by taking the arm more out to the side, or kind of rolling a bit more into it. You might find that you can increase the intensity if you want to. But you don't have to overdo it. Just find and feel your own way through this. One more minute here. Use gravity to help you. Allow your body to sink with every exhalation that you take. Get heavier and rest into your shoulder. Okay, so last breath here. Softly, slowly come up to a seated position, please. Take your time, because this is kind of your rebound. Remember I said we'll get a longer rebound when we've worked our way down the whole side body. You will need your strap now, so grab hold of that. Come to sit, and you are going to bend, and I'll talk to you about your right leg, but your left leg is going to stretch out somewhere to the side, whether it's here, doesn't matter, okay? You put your leg in a comfortable extended place. Then this right leg that is bent, it can be externally rotated, which is what this orientation is. It can be like this, and it could be internally rotated. So whatever is your preference according to your hip and according to your knee. Our focus, we remember we're moving down the body. So we've done the neck, we've done the shoulder, now we're focusing on the upper back, and you're going to get a little bit of a stretch into the side of your right waist and right hip. So you're going to take your strap, you're going to loop it around the back of your body, and you're going to take it quite high up so that it's behind your armpits. And then you're taking the strap around your foot and pulling it tight. So can you see how it's holding me from my upper back? I'm not using it to pull my lower back. I want to hold it from my upper back and encourage me to round the upper back towards the straight leg. And in doing this, you're going to get a little bit of work also down your right hand side. Now, my hands are on the outside of the strap, but if it feels like the strap is not going to slide anywhere, you can take your hands on the inside of the strap as well. So, remember, very much in the physical body this evening. So just focusing on rounding your upper back and letting the strap pull you into that position. But don't go too deep, don't go too far, don't push it. Just see where your body wants to go. And then you've got this added bonus stretch of the what's happening down the back of your left leg. So your extended left leg is probably having a nice big stretch out here. But remember, if your strap is too loose, you need to tighten it. That's why you need to be able to reach the end of the strap, like I told you. And don't have the buckle resting onto anywhere that is touching your body. And then you are hanging out here. And I'm going to shut up a little bit, take some of the urgency away, and you focus on your breath. Slow it right down. Enjoy how gravity lets you fold forwards. You got 1 more minute here. If you want to come out sooner, know that that's okay. Two more breaths. Slowly coming all of the way up, just very, very carefully easing yourself. And then we gently bring the right leg back, straightening it out. Take your strap away. You'll need it for the other side later. And then come and take a lie down on your mat, on the right hand side of your mat. And it's slightly ironic, Colour, that you've come back to class tonight and we're doing this pose. Anyway, laying on the right hand side of your mat, we're coming into banana pose. So you're walking your heels over to the left and you're shuffling your upper body also over to the left. And maybe you take the arms around the top of the head and hold on to the right wrist. And maybe you cross the ankles as well. But now you're breathing into the right hand side, particularly of your waist. But also you're going to feel the stretch in the outer hip, maybe the outer thigh, the outer ribs. So slow right down. Soften as much as you can. And breathe into the right hand side of your body. You're going to take 3 more breaths here. Okay, and coming back towards the center. Walking the feet back, walking the upper body back, but you can still stay on the right hand side of your mat. You're then going to gather in your right knee towards your chest. And you're holding onto the knee with the left hand, and maybe the right arm comes out to the side, but you're rolling the knee across your body and coming into a lying twist. You might have a little bit of a play, a little bit of a shuffle around with your shoulders. Maybe you put something underneath the knee to support it. But whatever you feel like doing, just ease yourself into this twist and feel it mostly in the outer hip. So in the right hand side of the body, but in the right hip, outer right thigh. Keep softening into the shape. Whenever the intention, whenever the thought comes or the feeling comes to go a little bit deeper, just ask the question, is that where you really need to go? Are you okay just staying as you are and enjoying how the sensations, whilst they might feel very intense to begin with, they gently soften away as you stay for longer amounts of time. Okay, so taking 2 or 3 more breaths. Right. And gradually, slowly, take your time whenever you're ready, coming back towards the center. And this is where you get your little rebound, your little mini Shavasana. So just for a few minutes, you're going to return to the center, return to the mat, and just allow yourself to spread out. Not only the length of your mat, but also the width of your mat. Spread yourself in all directions. And if you feel called towards it, you could come into pentacle pose. So this is where you open your arms into a V-shaped position and you also open your feet wide as well. So you really are lying in this spread out position. This isn't everybody's cup of tea. Not everybody enjoys this. But if you feel inclined to try it, then have a go. It's not one that I normally include in our repertoire, but sometimes it feels quite nice. However, what I would like you to notice right now is how the right hand side of your body feels in comparison with the left hand side. And this isn't a time to make judgments because your left hip is niggly tonight and your right hip isn't, or something along those lines. We're not interested in that. Just notice the sensations in the right hand side of your body created by your practice. Breathe in, breathe out. And know that the cosmos is filled with precious gems. And I want to offer a handful of them to you right now. Each moment you are alive is a gem shining through and containing earth and sky, water and clouds. It needs you to breathe gently for the miracles to be displayed. Suddenly, you hear the birds singing, the pines chanting, see the flowers blooming, the blue sky, the white clouds, the smile and the marvelous look of your beloved. You, the richest person on earth, who have been going around begging, stop being the destitute child. Come back and claim your heritage. Enjoy your happiness and offer it to everyone. Cherish this very moment. Let go of the stream of distress and embrace life fully in your arms. That's called Our True Heritage by Thich Nhat Hanh. And I'll share it again with you at the end, because we always hear things slightly differently when we hear them second time round. Okay, lovely ones, making your way up to a seat, please. Either to Seiza or to another comfortable kneeling position, or sorry, seated position. Doesn't have to be kneeling. Of course it doesn't. And we focused on the right arm last time, so now we focus on the left arm. So it's your left arm that needs to come behind your back. All right. So making sure that you're comfy and that everything feels easy. Right hand can go wherever you like, but you are tipping your head to the right so that you are working the top of your left shoulder. Let me get my timer back on, just because these ones are more important, aren't they? They get tougher more quickly. So I think it's important to keep an eye on the time. Excuse me, as we race our way through especially these first few poses, because they're such shorter time spans. So yeah, don't force the head down, but do enjoy the heaviness of the head. And I'm always curious, because when you start to let go here, and what happens is you move away from the initial sensations that happen first of all in the kind of most important places, and then you start to notice the subtle sensations that are happening elsewhere, maybe lower down your spine, maybe tucked away underneath your shoulder blade, maybe in the opposite shoulder. It doesn't matter where, but you start to tune in to the more subtle perception of sensation. Partly helped because you know what you're doing. We've done it all on the first side, so these are all familiar movements. And we can let ourselves drop into them with a little bit more ease. Take one more breath here, please. Softly, slowly coming back up. Always interesting, especially when you bring your neck back from those slightly intense stretches. If you need to give your neck a little bit of love with your palm, remember how important touch is to our bodies. Very, very important for the blood flow. So we're going to carry on with our focus on our left hand side. You're now coming to lay on the front of your body, maybe with a little bit of a pillow in the form of a brick or a blanket. We come into open wing first of all. So this is your left arm that stretches out to the side. And you are rolling backwards. And maybe you're rolling onto the side of your body. Maybe your roll isn't that dramatic. You can use your right hand as a little bit of a prop to help push you backwards. If I come more this way, I might not roll off your screen so much. Or you can take your right hand behind your back body if you like to mimic the previous shape. But whatever you come into, make sure that you're comfy. Don't overdo the shoulder movement because remember it doesn't really appreciate it that much. So keep it a little bit erring on the moderate side. You've got about 3 more breaths here. Whenever you've taken those 3 breaths, gently ease yourself out. Take your time because your shoulder is going to feel a little bit vulnerable perhaps. And then you're coming into closed wing. So your left arm is going under your body towards the opposite side. And you are laying over the arm, maybe with your right arm as your pillow. And this is where you go back into your breathing space, back into a sensation of heaviness. Back into letting go on the exhalations. So taking your last breath here. And then slowly emerging from closed wing. And coming up to sit down. And you need your strap for the next one. Okay, so this time it's your right leg that is straight and your left leg that is bent. Now remember the options. Foot can be into the middle with the knee out wide, leg can be straight, knee can be bent, foot can be out. So it doesn't matter, you've just got to be comfortable and you've got to be able to fold towards your leg. Excuse me, I get hiccups when I come up. It's like I've got little hiccups going on. Okay, so then taking your strap, making sure that the buckle is not touching your body and that you can reach for the end of the strap with ease. And also making sure the strap isn't kind of doubled up or folded up because that doesn't feel very nice when it rests against your body. You want the strap high up, remember, so it's going across the back of your shoulder blades because you want it to pull you down. And you want it to round your upper back. It's not a lower back. If we put the strap lower down here, the target area becomes lower down. So we keep the strap high to focus the intention into the upper back. But also remember you can do this without the strap. So you can just fold over and just let your head hang. Okay. Remember to tighten the strap if you want a little bit more pull. And remember you can take your arms to the inside of the strap if that's a little bit more comfortable. But do allow your chin to fall towards your chest. Do allow your arms to support you. Do enjoy the extra bonus stretch down the back of the right leg. And then breathe into the left-hand side of your body. Because maybe you've got a little bit of extra stretch happening down to the outer left hip. You've got about 3 more breaths left. Lovely. When you feel ready, slowly bringing yourself back up. Putting the strap out the way because you won't need it again. And just scooping your leg. Giving whatever parts of your body that need a little bit of love, give them the love that they need. And then you can come and lay on the left hand side of your mat this time. I think that's right. Yeah, we're going to the left, aren't we? We're going to walk over. So you are walking your feet to the right, shuffling your upper body also to the right, maybe adding on the arms around the top of the head so that you can come into a banana stretch along the left hand side of your body. Taking your time to settle, and remember, try not to force. Okay, so last couple of breaths, please. Before slowly returning to the edge of your mat and gathering in your left knee and taking a little squeeze of it in towards the chest. And then you're rolling the knee across towards the right and maybe taking the left arm out to the side. Use any support that you feel is necessary for your knee. And allow yourself to settle. Okay, so can you take your last breath here? So, as you gently come out of this shape, return back to the center. And then just a few minutes in Shavasana, just like we did the previous time. Maybe you spread out, maybe you open arms, come into pentacle if that feels right for you. But if it doesn't feel right, then you can come into any resting position that feels appropriate. And I'd like you to notice all those sensations now that are happening along the left-hand side of your body. And how the left-hand side maybe has its own set of sensations, feels different to the right. Maybe it feels like it's caught up and they both feel a little bit more balanced now. And we return to our true heritage. The cosmos is filled with precious gems, and I want to offer a handful of them to you right now. Each moment you are alive is a gem, shining through and containing earth and sky, water and clouds. It needs you to breathe gently for the miracles to be displayed. Suddenly you hear the birds singing, the pines chanting, see the flowers blooming, the blue sky, the white clouds, the smile and the marvellous look of your beloved. You, the richest person on earth, who have been going around begging, stop being the destitute child. Come back and claim your heritage. Enjoy your happiness and offer it to everyone. Cherish this very moment. Let go of the stream of distress and embrace life fully in your arms. Okay, so we're going to bring ourselves back into the space that you're in. And softly return awareness to hands and feet. to arms and legs, to head, shoulders, knees and toes. Take a stretch out any way that feels good. And then you can gently, slowly gather knees in. Take a rock across that body from side to side. And you can come round and up to sit in your own time. Welcome back. Okay, so a little bit of a sort of whistle stop it down the sides of the body, but I don't know about you. I really enjoyed this practice this week. So yeah, it sort of resonated for me. So I hope it rang well for you too. Let's finish our practice together, taking the fingertips out to the sides. And on an inhalation, raise both arms high. Bring your palms together before letting the hands drift down to your heart center, to finish the practice with this gesture of gratitude for all of the gifts that the practice bestows upon us. Thank you so much for coming to share your evening with me. Namaste. And have a very peaceful rest of the night.